What the fuck is up, party people? Thanks, Satan. It's Friday.
Good morning, everyone.
Right. Could you imagine us two fucks on at like 6 a.m, like some of these guys do it?
No, I couldn't do the morning zoo, you know.
Right. We've got an action-packed show for you tonight. Some really good stuff. You know what to do out there. Share it. Share it right now. Share it everywhere. Anyone that you know that is watching YouTube, tell them to watch. Anyone that's on any of our 3 Facebooks that are going simultaneously right now, go to, you can share from the GodDamn program page, Reaper's Underground page, as well as Black Flame Entertainment. And as you guys are filing in, hello, what's up there, Paul? Good to see you, brother, via YouTube. Gotta love it. All right. So, man, it's been a week. The weather's been up and down. Today was especially muggy. I didn't like it.
It was weird. Yeah, we had some rain, which we've been needing to get, but I've noticed that like the older we get and the older our peer group gets, the more we talk about weather. So
I think it's a rite of passage, ain't it?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, well, you know, you're an uninteresting person, so let's talk about the weather.
Oh shit. We all are guilty of doing it, I think. So
what, getting old? Yes, guilty as charged. So.
Well, shit. I hear 25-year-olds saying the same shit.
Dude, there's guys that I run into that I think are my age, and I'm like, oh, talking to them, you know, about this bullshit and whatever, and then you know, they're gray, wrinkled the whole nine, and you know,
wrinkled at 25.
Yeah, and you find out these guys are like, yeah, they're in their early 30s and stuff. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, in a lot of ways, you know, I think like in the musician world and the fucking artsy world, you know, the 50 is the new 30, but like in the regular everyday normie world, you know, 40 is the current 60. So I don't even know. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't feel that way. So that's good.
Yeah, I never feel my age, so that's good. But yeah, it's good to be here though. So
yeah, all about just, you know, staying young in your mind. That's the key.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I want to say too, people like Paul that tune in every weekend. This is a new thing that me and Reaper are fucking with, and we're having fun doing it. And I think it's cool that certain people like to tune in with us and get involved. As time goes by here in the not so distant future, we've got all kinds of cool stuff cooked up that we're not going to talk about right now. Me and Reaper just got done discussing some really awesome shit for the show coming up. We're going to be doing, you know, multi out on the streets, out in the world type stuff. This is going to come out of the basement. And we're going to be doing a lot more. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled, and hopefully we'll run into some of you guys out there.
Absolutely. Because I mean, you know, we're musicians. We do literally stuff that is constantly out and about. So, you know, ain't nothing going to stop us. Here is tonight's goddamn list. So, okay, I had to do it because I couldn't stop fucking laughing. Hey, Lorcan, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Um, so everyone was talking about the other day that today was going to be the day of rapture. Yeah, that the rapture was going to happen for the fourth time.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, one of my friends, he's really cool, always puts these marked safe from things. So I decided to fuck with it and put myself on there.
That's good. That's I was worried about you, so I'm
I
glad
was
you.
worried. I thought I was going to float into, Tinkerbell land.
Oh, I must
So
have been super out of the loop because I had no idea it was coming. I went to work, I walked my dog, I drank coffee, ate breakfast, did my thing, and I was not rapturized. So I mean, I don't
I
know.
don't know about you. I didn't see nobody float into midair. So, it's like
Mm-mm.
that fucking episode of American Dad. Everybody just suddenly floats into air.
Yeah.
No, nothing fucking moved. But for some reason, I'm assuming it's probably the Nigerians behind this, decided to comment.
Oh God. All right, let's go. And he's got his WhatsApp number on there. That is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a fun little fucking, secret decoder ring society that, we could all, give our bank account numbers to and watch it disappear magically.
Hey,
So I don't know. I want to also post this out to everybody in Black Flame Land. So many more people are coming in right now. Good evening, motherfuckers.
we're opening the doors just like they did on January 6th. Come on in.
Exactly. So I don't know about you, but it's like I don't know, it just kind of comes in waves. Anytime I post anything satanic related, I get that shit constantly. Do you ever encounter this, Carter?
I'll post like just an album I'm currently listening to, right? It'll generally be like, some black metal, death metal, or hardcore is generally, the flavor of the morning for me. And then I literally I had somebody message me on my Carter Media page
Oh man.
not too long ago saying please respond to my message. I want to know how I can join this or whatever. And it was so misspelled, and yeah, I mean it was crazy. And so I just went, I didn't respond. I just deleted the message. And then for like 4 days straight I was getting, please respond to me, please, and
Over and
sure
over
enough,
again. Yes.
yeah, it was just some random dude in Nigeria with a name with with no vowels, and it was all consonants, and and
My name is Jeff.
yeah, my name is Click Click, and yep, and I want to join the Illuminati and become rich and famous because you posted the new Watain record on.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want to be rich and famous just by saying, "Oh, hail Satan"?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry.
I just, I had to put that shit on blast because I know, guys like, Magister Bill M and a bunch of other members of the church are constantly getting blasted with this shit, and I'm this like little nothing, and I just happened to post something fucking hilarious to me because I always make fun of these little rapture deals because like I said, it's like the fourth, fifth time that somebody the good church is saying is about to happen, and it never does.
Well, it's. I mean, it is. We're not in the we're not in the equinox, are we? I mean, it's
Not just yet. We're almost there.
or the okay. I always get it confused. In autumn is solstice.
It's a autumn equinox.
Okay, autumn equinox and spring solstice.
Right.
Or,
And you got summer solstice. Yeah.
Summer solstice. Okay, because I know there's a difference. There's a difference. There's like
There is.
like spring. spring and summer and fall and winter. So there's the summer solstice and summer solstice, winter solstice, spring equinox, and autumn equinox.
There you
so
go.
The autumn equinox was September 21st. We should fucking know this. How do we not know this, Reaper? Come the fuck on.
It's this coming week. I just cannot remember the specific date.
So does this rapture that's supposed to happen, does it coincide with the autumn equinox?
Harvesting our bodies to go into Neverland? No.
We're not quite to Samhain yet. That's not until
exactly
the end
We're
of
not
October.
there yet. Nope.
I just don't know how they.
Thank you, Dante. It was actually the 23rd, so that's tomorrow.
Okay, so I knew it was coming up, but I'm just wondering if when you see these things posted about like raptures and this, I mean, I just found out that it was pepperoni pizza day yesterday, and I mean, I'm
marked safe from pepperoni pizza day.
Marked safe from acid reflux. Yeah.
Yeah. The Dark Lord knows that is exactly what would happen in this belly.
Yeah. I stick with the cauliflower crust and the
I actually enjoy the cauliflower crust.
So fucking good. Dude, for $6 at Walmart. The mighty Lord Walmart that I bow to thee, the fucking mecca of white trash and just glorious Americana. I love Walmart.
Wally World.
Yes, I bow to thee, Sam Walton. But they've got like these cauliflower crust pepperoni pizzas and cauliflower crust like margarita pizzas, dude, and they're so fucking good. And with me, being the fucking calorie counting little bitch that I am, I fucking, I try to eat that shit. But so I just by happenstance happen to celebrate pepperoni pizza day by having a delicious pepperoni pizza. So I think that's how I skirted the rapture. Oh yeah, no shit, right?
I feel sorry for you, Greg. I really do. He also says that he's an admin for a Satanist Facebook group, and he says they get that shit all the time from Nigerians. And we've decided that you meet all the qualifications to be enlightened.
I wish to have riches and fame and glory beyond all imagination. Give me your
it's just going to instantly happen.
Give me your PayPal login and send me a cashier's check. Yeah. That's why we have spam filters, and that's why we have junk mail.
Right.
So,
to answer Dante Lira's question, I personally am going through, the process for this, as I'm sure
into a female. And congratulations.
I'm joining the magic circle. It's not so much a commitment; it's a commitment to yourself. You do not have to tend anything.
It does take a lot of commitment. You have to know what the fuck you're talking about.
To yourself. That's what I was saying. Like, I think that he's thinking that is there a commitment beyond that? Like, I have to go to shit kind of thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Everyone thinks differently.
Just do this. Go to www. I don't know. 3 W's, I guess.
3.
churchofsatan.com.
Yep.
And they'll answer all your questions. We are not able to answer any questions. We cannot speak for anybody. There's all kinds of different associations and groups and whatnot out there. The initials are TST. If you want to go ahead and join the same type of circus that a Walmart is, feel free to go ahead and dive into that political stunt group if you want to. Just do your thing. Do whatever you want. Start your own fucking religion. I don't care.
Honestly, you'll know if it's right for you, especially if you've been living that way.
Yeah, I don't care what
as,
anybody
as
does.
long as we have. Shit, it seems like forever for me.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So let us move on to the next topic. I just thought that was a great way to kick off some blasphemy. So one of our little buddies hit the metal news this week in a major way, and I think it's fucking hilarious. So Marilyn Manson is sentenced over the fact that he hawked a loogie on a videographer at a concert back in 2019. He was given community service, and I'm sure a hefty fine. But, at the same time, though, there is the question, and I pose this question to you, Carter, and anybody out there in Black Flame Land. Do you think that, obviously, we know Mr. Manson can be a bit of a dick. So it's not too far beyond my thought process that maybe he literally did just felt like wanting to do that. But being performers ourselves, sweat flies on stage. Sometimes, singers will hawk loogies to get their throat back wherever it needs to be. What do you think really happened there?
Let's consider the source. You've got Marilyn Manson, who, since day one has just done just whatever the fuck he wants to on stage, and
literally.
So the thing of it is, he probably did just spit directly on somebody with a camera for the fuck of it, and it's considered assault, in a lot of ways, and you can charge somebody, with assault for spitting, and so it's like the fact that like it got pursued down to the point of him getting sentenced and charged, with some sort of charge for doing that. I think that I kind of think that people are trying to somebody's trying to get him, after the court stuff that he went through with like his exes when he was doing crazy S&M shit that they were totally allegedly cool with at the time, and now they're like, oh, he made me do this crazy thing, da 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 da. It's like, well, no, you were like
grooming is what they said.
Well, but the thing of it is, though, is like they were like these young goth chicks that really wanted to hang out with Marilyn Manson. So a lot of times,
who the fuck wouldn't at the time?
So ever since I started hearing about that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and then Rose McGowan coming out and saying he was doing this, and that. But it doesn't surprise me that Marilyn Manson just spat on somebody, and if somebody decided to press charges, it's like, okay. So it's just like that's such non-fucking news. I swear. Like, he spit on someone and he got community service. And you know what? A lot of these famous people that have really good lawyers, they will get charged with community service, but sometimes they'll get out of it by just paying a fine. It gets pled down. And also, too, when you read an article like that, they probably took a snippet or a soundbite or a section of the story and found the most interesting thing. And like, okay, well, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff isn't really all that popular right now. So let's go ahead and let's, go back and forth, So I think there's kind of like a witch hunt with a lot of these like 1990s sort of provocateur or whatever you want to call them, like these just kind of edgy, 90s celebrities that did shit that could fly pre-internet and pre-smartphone. But nowadays they're like, oh man, if I would have had a fucking smartphone and if we would have had YouTube, back in 1994, I could have got Marilyn Manson and Trent Reznor and Al Jorgensen and all these guys for all this fucked up shit. So now it's kind of like, well, now what are we going to get? Well, Marilyn Manson's, 50 years old and, not pulling in numbers like he used to. So let's try and do whatever. So yeah, it's just,
it's pretty bad when your own label drops you,
Well, yeah, because they were scared, that.
Well, sure. It's like catching a disease.
But at the same time, though, you signed Marilyn Manson, a weirdo that does every drug under the fucking sun, fuck sluts and fucking Yeah, in bathroom stalls and talking about spitting, dude. Like I spit on stage all the fucking time, and I've got a fucking, I've been carrying this stupid fucking water bottle with me on stage for like the past fucking 4 years, right? To
Right.
to lubricate. So, but I spit like crazy,
Gotta stay
and
lubed
also
for
too,
everyone's
you got
pleasure.
to stay lubricated. And it's kind of funny. Back in I think it was like 1990, like 96. I was playing in a band at the time, and we were on stage, and we had a part of our song that the chorus was like whoa 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 or something like that. It was like whoas or woes or hey hey or some shit. And we played this venue like for the second time, so people that were there knew the song. So I took the mic and I just fucking tossed it out into the fucking crowd, right? I was like, I was just really feeling it in the moment. Instead of just pointing it out for them to sing it, I just threw it, right? So I'm doing this thing, blah, blah, blah. I do that thing, no big deal. A year later, this fucking big dude comes up to me and he goes, hey, man, I remember 2 years ago or a year ago when you guys played here or whatever. He goes, you see this scar? This is from the fucking mic hitting me right in the fucking forehead. When you fucking like lobbed it straight into the crowd. And he goes, I think I owe you one of these. And he licked his fucking knuckles. He got ready to fucking then punch me. And then he fucking put his arm around me. He goes, no, man, it's all good. That was the fucking best show. Da, da, da. I'm like, because, dude, I'm surprised I haven't been fucking sued. Because I used to fucking, dude, there's bands I played bass in, and I'd stage dive into the crowd with the bass and fucking hit people in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Woo!
I mean,
yeah, I've been known to throw a drumstick or two out to the crowd because they're like feeling it and they want free shit, from whatever band I was in at the time. So I was always like, here you go, here you go. And, everyone would just kind of, and luckily it never hit nobody, but, it always kind of like hit right in front and everybody just kind of goes whoop backwards and then they run and dive for it. It's always fun to watch them, fight over it. But, and another case in point is who remembers the Breaking All the Rules video by Ozzy from the No Rest for the Wicked album where he spits on the cameraman that was taking live footage. Now, of course, he didn't hawk a loogie, but you could clearly see because it was running down the camera that he had spit on it, and they did it for like 3 seconds, and then so you never heard about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like I would kind of call it collateral damage that comes along with being in the orbit of a rock performer. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're gonna get sweat,
especially if you're deemed, Mr. Insano.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, just people say it all the time now that like this generation is a lot more squeamish and a lot more sensitive, But I mean, from 2019, I got spat on by Marilyn Manson in 2019. So I'm going to fucking litigate against him for the time that I caught. Dude, if I got fucking spat on by Marilyn Manson, Gene Simmons, Lemmy Kilmister, Glenn Danzig, Rob Zombie, name it, fucking, like fucking Mortiz from Emperor, whoever the fuck, I'd be like, sick. That's a fucking souvenir, dude. You know what I mean? Fuck yeah. I got spat on by, but I mean, people are bitches. Fuck them, I remember
guys back in the 80s that would go to concerts and be like, oh, he shook my hand. I'm never washing my hand ever again. Like that was a trophy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then people were like, I was in the front row and they were fucking sweating on me the whole time. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, you're in the moment, but one thing I will say, completely unrelated to the loogieing. Yeah. Jim Morrison was pretty good at pissing on the crowd. Dude, I'm telling you. And fucking Stiv Bators from fucking the Dead Boys famously got fucking blown on stage at CBGB's. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you might as well bring up Gigi Allen at that point because you might have got shit on.
Yeah, wear a poncho and fucking hold your nose.
Woo, especially if you had tacos.
Oh Jesus. Well, but the thing of it is, though, one thing I will say about Mr. Warner, aka Marilyn Manson, he's looking pretty good in that picture compared to how he did on that episode of Sons of Anarchy when he was playing the guy in prison, where he was like fat as fuck, dude. He was like he easily was about like 60 pounds heavier than than the Dope Show years. You know what I'm saying? And he's older, so he's got a little bit of weather to his face or whatever. But if he was to go back out there and still try to fucking do his thing, looking the way he does in that court photo, dude, I would totally fucking, I wouldn't be as bummed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. And what's funny too is a lot of people kind of slept on the past few Marilyn Manson records. And
he had a big one. He was on a comeback with Heaven Upside Down,
dude.
But right after that,
yeah. But you know what, dude? If you go back and listen to some of the stuff since Mob Scene, like with fresh ears, it's good shit, dude. Like, honestly,
it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
People are still supporting it. I mean, shit, people are supporting Corey Feldman as a singer. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. Is that kind of like being really nice to the retarded kid that fucking wipes the fucking trays off at Wendy's? Oh, come over here. You're a good dude. Come on. Yeah. Corey Feldman's out of his fucking mind, dude. Tone deaf as fuck. I don't care. I mean, shit. Ascension Millennium is a hilarious fucking song too. I actually want to get his fucking box set, dude. I want to, I just morbid curiosity, dude. It's just it is what it is. I mean, I own some music based on morbid. I'm like, fuck, this is, you know what I mean? And like, if Corey Feldman is out there, just even with all the controversy about Corey's Angels,
right,
and his weirdness and all that shit, and fucking like who was it? Like I saw recently Jack Grisham from TSOL was fucking posing with him. And Mike Patton from fucking Mr. Bungle and Faith No More, was posing with him and stuff. And, he's just showing up at these fucking festivals. People are just like, fuck yeah. He was actually here in Sioux City on playing the Hard Rock Cafe or the Hard Rock Casino rather.
No shit.
Less than 6 months ago,
where every musician goes to die.
Yeah, exactly.
When they start playing them fucking casinos and state fairs and shit. It's like, come on, give it up.
Yeah.
But in better news, next on our goddamn list for the evening, it is fantastic to hear this. So House of a Thousand Corpses will celebrate its 20th anniversary in theaters this October. Now, just, for Sid Haig alone, even if you're not a Rob Zombie fan, Sid Haig, motherfucking Bill Moseley, that cast for that film was amazeballs. So if you're a fan of that film, you will be able to catch it in theaters if you didn't 20 years ago.
That's awesome. The thing of it is, I saw it on DVD when it came out on DVD, and it was probably 20 years ago when I saw it last.
Thanks, Satan, as well.
Yes. So I mean, that's awesome, and I think that what's going to happen too is it's going to appeal to a new audience, younger audience that didn't catch it the first time, and old fucking cynical assholes get a chance to look at it with a fresh lens. I mean, and like, because to me,
you gotta love that.
Yeah, and I've actually been going back and revisiting a lot of classic horror stuff, and I watched Hellraiser again for the 800th time.
As you should.
Yeah, and what's really great about it, dude, at my age, I'm noticing stuff that I never noticed before, and and certain things about the storyline that I didn't quite catch, that you hear like the lore basically of the whole Hellraiser storyline, and then you go back to the first movie and you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that, or oh shit, they did a callback to that on the fucking fourth one. You know what I mean? And what's really going to be great about House of a Thousand Corpses, I think what they call the Mandela effect, where you remember something that didn't actually happen. with a movie like House of a Thousand Corpses, there's certain scenes and certain lines in that movie that you remember, and you're like, you quote it, and then you see it, and you're like, oh shit, I got that. I've been getting that quote wrong all these years. You know what I mean? So that's what's really great about a movie like that, because it just opens up all kinds of stuff. You know, you've got Halloween coming up, you've got the horror con season coming up and everything like that. You know.
Oh
and,
man.
Side note. What's also really awesome, another classic that's getting some more fucking love. They're doing a reboot of Toxic Avenger. Have you seen this shit with fucking
I've been
Elijah?
seeing some photo stills.
Peter Dinklage.
It's gonna actually probably far surpass the original just because of what they're able to do nowadays.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the trauma practical effects or the lack thereof. You know what I mean? You know,
right?
It's awesome. So it could be one of two things. Like they could bastardize it and ruin it the way the fucking Masters of the Universe movie ruined fucking Masters of the Universe by changing shit that didn't need to be fucking changed. You know, like movies like Suicide Squad and these different ones, they put a different spin on classic characters. I really hope they don't fucking take things too far away, you know, from the original, because there's just so many, you know, classic characters and kind of side characters and characters that crossed over to Class of Nukem High and Project Kabuki Man and stuff like that in the whole Troma universe. Now, the whole point of me saying all that is with the Rob Zombie horror universe with House of a Thousand Corpses, 31, Devil's Rejects, all that kind of stuff. You know, you watch all those movies, they're not the same universe, but there is some crossover appeal from movie to movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm wondering that, like, let's say in, in its 40th year or 30th anniversary, if someone's going to come along to try to reboot and redo,
they better not.
Yeah. I mean, you never know, because when a movie comes out that's kind of like not really, it kind of pioneers, and there's never been a movie like House of a Thousand Corpses. Nope. It's definitely like the classic of the bunch.
It was groundbreaking.
Yeah, and just as well as I do, a lot of times they take things that are groundbreaking and try to redo it.
They do
and reboot it. It just I think rebooting any Rob Zombie stuff would just be a complete fucking blasphemy to anything that he did. Now we need to somehow expunge the Munsters movie from the entire pantheon. Dude, I got 20 minutes into that and I fucking was angry.
It was an abomination.
Dude, so I thought that they would
I'm
at
just
least
gonna say it. You guys can tell me to fuck off out there, but it was bad.
It was like a shitty. Okay, you ever notice when they try to reboot stuff in the 90s and it was just too soon?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to build a buzz for, to get people re-interested in something, but people they didn't really care about it. They weren't ready for it, right? Or they had the wrong director, or they did like a spinoff from the storyline or whatever. It's just so, I think they make references to fucking Tinder in there. Like, when fucking when Lily Munster is going on she's on a fucking date, with Nosferatu, it's just like, I wonder if that's a nod to Typo Negative.
Possibly.
With Nosferatu.
I could see that. See that. Not to mention just showing that, these are, those classic films are very influential on Rob Zombie. Yeah. So he's always throwing in homages to just about everything that he loved growing up.
Yeah. But the fucking Grandpa Munster was fucking terrible. Just everybody that fucking, I don't know. It sucked because, dude, I love the Munsters. The Munsters Munsters.
It's hard to replace the original Herman.
Dude, Fred Gwynn was the fucking shit. I mean, dude, even when he did like Car 54, and did, just everything that he did, he was an awesome comedic actor. People was like, oh yeah, he was a character actor, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, his timing was fucking great. the what he brought to every character that he fucking played, and then fucking God, why am I forgetting his name? The original Grandpa Munster, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man, his
Oh,
laugh alone was priceless. The way
he
he
was
would
a
look at
fucking
you, and he didn't have no fucking El Machismo mustache either.
no, dude. That was what? Why?
I don't know why they added that in. It really doesn't make much sense. Did he have a filthy Sanchez?
Yeah. It reminded me of like the 60s television series version of Batman where Joker had a mustache. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But it had
remember that.
makeup covering it just because Cesar Romero didn't want to fucking shave off his mustache. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Right.
I apologize, Black Flame Land, Reaper, anybody within earshot for bringing up the fucking Monsters movie. So we can move on to the next. But
I mean, everyone is entitled, to their opinion. If you liked it, you could tell us, go fuck yourselves. It was fantastic. That's fine.
Visually, dude, it was fucking cool. You know what I mean? But like I said, I only got 20 minutes into it before I just like.
You want to know what's really kind of funny though, is that Rob Zombie was actually quoted as saying that the House of 1,000 Corpses was his biggest flop. Like he hated it. I kind of did some digging, and that quote came up, and I was just like, "Really, dude? It was the best one you ever fucking made," and then topped it with The Devil's Rejects. Now, the only thing that was kind of not as good, and I really think this has a lot to do with the fact that Sid Haig, he didn't make it through the film because he was very ill, shortly before he passed. But it just wasn't as good, to be that third film in a trilogy. It just wasn't as good as the first two. So for him to say the first one was the worst film he ever made, come on, man, look at it. It's 20 years later, and it's going back to the theaters because people want to see those characters.
Yeah, and do you
They're
think
iconic.
Maybe it was because it actually got more love once it came out on DVD? That was the case because like there was hype, and one thing I heard about it too when it originally came out in the theaters, there was some other movie or a couple other movies that came out around the same time that really kind of like that sort of kind of like pushed it to the background. Like I remember when Hunger Games came out, it was the same time that that John Carter came out, the movie that I hear people mention all the time simply because of my name, which I still have never seen the movie, but people that are major cinephiles that I know love it, said it was a really good sci-fi movie. But like that movie didn't do so well because Hunger Games came out and fucking squashed it. And there was some other movie that came out around the same time as House of 1,000 Corpses that fucking that it was competing with. There was a lot of movies at the time, and that was the thing because with it being 2003, there was wait, am I off? Yeah, 2003. Okay, yeah, that a lot of things were changing. You know what I mean? Like things were changing with the internet. Like MySpace was happening. iTunes, Spotify, Netflix, all this kind of stuff. So there was definitely a fucking change, in the weather, changing everything, around the time, so there was like, honestly, dude, like 2003 was a great time for a lot of things. I mean,
definitely.
You had like, I mean, even like musically, there was an explosion of kind of like more progressive metal, like, like Mastodon, Lamb of God, Gojira, bands like that kind of became into the pantheon. And then you had like Queens of the Stone Age kind of like blowing up, around that time. And then just kind of like music was changing post 9/11. You know what I mean? Because so much of the country was kind of just chilling, and like recovering from 9/11. So 2003,
a lot of angst.
Yeah. And 2003 shit that started like movies and music that was getting written, TV shows and everything that was started that went on hold because of 9/11 finally saw the light of day in 2003, you know.
Right.
So
Well,
there could have
sure. I
been,
mean, you gotta pick your moment.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's
Especially
funny
with that.
to look back in history and like, you know, what else was going on at this time? You know, why was this like that? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I think it's rad that it's going to be in the theaters because we got a really awesome theater here in town that I'm pretty sure is gonna be playing it. And I'm probably gonna go to Best Buy or somewhere and get the 4K or the Blu-ray version of it, you know, because those movies are fucking great in 4K and Blu-ray. Absolutely.
Well, I can
So,
even tell you, just from a collectible standpoint, apparel standpoint, T-shirts, figures, all of those characters from that movie, people are just still buying them up every time they come out with something new. So for him to say that, it's just kind of like, come on, dude, look at it's become a phenomenon, and it's still in demand 20 years later.
cool deal.
So,
what else you got?
All right, moving on in the list. So we've been known to talk a little bit about UFO shit on the show, and something popped up on the timeline that I thought was really interesting, especially since I know, Carter, you love to talk about UFO stuff. So a photo gets snapped of a massive cube shape something in the clouds. Now, I don't know how you feel about it just by looking at it, but it's supposedly a UFO hidden in the clouds on a Florida beach. So, what is your take on this? I really, really want to know.
Well, first off, have you noticed that like there's never ever a clear photo of a supposed quote unquote UFO?
Never.
There's never a clear photo. And also, what is this completely uninformed idiot doing calling it a UFO? It's a UAP now. Duh.
Oh.
I mean, get with the
Gotta
time.
keep it PC, people.
Yeah. Yeah. Somehow somebody is going to fucking be triggered by the usage of UFO. Some fucking nerd that's been trying to prove the existence.
They are really xenomorphs.
Yeah. What gets me though is what's funny is like semantics, right? You unidentified flying object. Okay. That does not mean alien. That does not mean otherworldly. That does not mean, paranormal even. It's an unidentified flying thing. It's an it's a thing in the sky. We don't know what it is. Okay.
How do you know it just wasn't a misshapen cloud?
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, I'm going to put it up there one more time. I don't see a perfect square.
No, I mean, I can see the cube. I mean, having recently watched Hellraiser, all I can think of is the fucking puzzle box,
Right.
You could say that it's the coming of the Cenobites, and that's the puzzle box in the sky. But that's way too vague.
Sights to show us.
Starting with this really grainy photo taken in Florida by some fucking weirdo on fentanyl.
Again, why a photo and not video? We are in an age where we have 4K fucking phones, any of the elite people that have, $12, $13, $1,500 phones could have caught something much clearer and a hell of a lot more interesting.
Have you ever tried to take pictures of anything in the sky with your phone though? It doesn't come out for shit. Like you can't take a picture of the moon. Allegedly, there's it's either a Samsung phone that when you try to take a picture of the moon, the phone recognizes that you're taking a picture of the moon and it puts an AI generated picture of what the moon's supposed to look like. So people are like, oh, I got the best picture of the moon on my phone, when in reality, the photo software recognizes that it's the moon, and AI generates a photo of the moon. So it actually isn't really taking that. So last time I took a picture of I tried to take a picture of the last blood moon, right? And all it was a fucking red speck, like, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Almost looked like a tracer from a tracer round,
yeah.
It was not clear.
Yeah, totally. Given that somebody takes a picture of a cloud and it kind of looks cubic, I mean, there can also be like light refracting, but to me, it's, I don't know. Somebody takes a picture and says that it's an unidentified flying object or whatever. You post it, boom. Okay. Well, there was no research done. They didn't talk to a professional in the field. So it's one of those things that gets posted that people don't want to research. So it's just, oh, hey, it's a thing. It's online. It's like we were talking about on a previous episode. I saw this thing online. Okay, you saw it online.
Doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's valid by any means. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, dude. Like, it's just that's crazy. But the fact being that people are UFO crazy right now, because there's a lot of things that they've let go, that are top secret here and there, and like my son's in the Air Force, and he apparently he was doing some stuff with the or got briefed on something pertaining to Space Force or whatever the fuck it's called. And he told me he heard some things that he can't discuss with people, right? So yeah, there's shit going on. However, is it top secret shit that we've done? People see something floating through the sky. Is it something that the Air Force created? Is it an experiment? What is it? And,
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, and then there's that story about that weird shit in Brazil, and then there's the fucking the Tic Tac thing that one guy, shit, he's on Rogan all the fucking time. But I mean, it's fascinating. But the thing of it is too, is like I said earlier, it's semantics. You call something, and they hear a word that triggers your brain to think of something else. So,
well, I just think it's very egotistical for us to think that we're the only living life forms in an entire universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why people weren't shocked when the military had those hearings saying that, yes, I saw it. Yes, I did. That these things were real. So, and nobody cared because they're like, dude, we've known this forever.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's a telltale sign right there. When the reactions of the powers that be are like, we read the dossier. You know what I mean? We read this thing. So, so they're not shocked because they've known stuff's been going on. It's like when you got hired, we brought you in a room and said, look, here's the thing. There's all this fucked up shit that you need to know about that you can't fucking tell anybody. And so when it's told the public, like, yeah, there's some things out there that we discovered that we don't know what the fuck it is. Oh my God, is what we're doing. But the rest of them guys are going like, okay.
Right. It's like,
can we discuss parking again? Because so-and-so parked in my parking spot again. And
I even just heard today that in the news that there's a report that a military pilot had to eject and lands in somebody's backyard because his plane vanished.
Was that the F-35 they were talking about recently? Okay, yes. Here's the thing. My son is his job title's enormous, but anyway, he deals with advanced avionics on F-35s exclusively. That's his MOS. So that's the plane that he knows inside and out. That's the plane that he works with on the day-to-day basis. I have not yet asked him, hey, did you hear about one of your planes disappearing when a guy ejected? My theory is I don't know shit about it, but like from the little bit that I've read online when I heard my son was going to be working with planes and stuff, is I guess when he ejects, this thing goes back to where it came from, right? The actual plane. Oh, we're having a problem with it. Blah 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 blah. the person ejects to save the life of the human being that's involved. Okay, makes sense, and then this $1 billion fucking aircraft gets autopiloted back to the fucking the place it came from, so they can fix it and work on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's because I think all modern aircraft can be controlled like a drone, or autopilot from a different location, right? So
Interesting.
who knows? You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy. I mean, but you're not hearing any follow up on it. You know what I mean? So somebody in Florida or wherever this happened could have seen that plane and went like, "Oh yeah, an unidentified flying a UFO." There actually have been some UFOs that have been like, "No, it's a plane." Oh no, it's an Osprey helicopter, which is a weird looking helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't even know what I don't know half the terminology or what half of it's called. So people are probably screaming at their phones or their fucking computers right now, being like, "Carter, shut the fuck up. You don't fucking know. Shut up. Stop."
Right.
I'm being hexed at the moment. But yeah. So anyway, the chick that took that photo of a unidentified flying object, I mean, enjoy your Dollar General job and your in your weird fucking TikTok videos you probably post, and go away.
So, just kind of like piggybacking, we've mentioned, Walmart throughout the evening. This photo was taken. I think this is very appropriate because, we're at a time where the government is constantly saying, "Oh, all these new jobs are created. All these new jobs are created." But if it's one thing we know about the customer service industry, is that they're being replaced. So what we have here is a picture, and everyone knows that they are literally trying to eliminate cashiers.
That is pretty fucking hilarious.
But yet you see not one, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7th one that you almost can't see, saying that they are investing in jobs. What jobs are these?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Or
you're looking at a touch, basically a no contact kind of situation that's happening not only in Walmart, but also I've seen it at Dollar General. And have you been to McDonald's lately and had the pleasure of having your order taken by a robot?
Well, with me being the misanthrope that I am totally fine with not having to interact with another fucking human being to order my fucking food. But what pisses me off more than anything is when I go through the drive-through at McDonald's, the robot voice that comes on that never gets your order right. Have you encountered this bullshit?
I stopped going because it never gets it right.
Yeah, my wife will literally go, "Can we talk to a human? Can we talk to a human? Can we talk to a person?" He talks over them. It's pretty fucking irritating. So as far as a drive-through goes, yes, I want to have a person that I can talk to make sure that they know how I want my food,
but whether they're high or not.
But here's an angle for you, for anybody out there that has read certain books on the subject. Pentagonal revisionism that Dr. LeVay wrote about. One of his things in there is the artificial human companion.
Ah, yes.
So
I know what you're talking about.
I am totally cool with to a certain degree. If I'm running into Walmart real quick and I got to fucking buy, bread for dinner or some shit or whatever, and I can just go bloop, bloop, in and out, let's go. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. And I'm not saying that that's not a super convenient thing, because God damn it, yes, it is.
But you're 100% right, though, Reaper, about if they're advertising, we're employing all these people. Here's our fake cashier. And Dante Lira just said what I was going to fucking say next. They have warehouses. So
well, then why don't they say that? Why don't they say, hey, we're adding tons of warehouse jobs and stop putting those signs over the places where they've replaced human beings?
Yeah.
That is the irony there.
Dude, and there's never anybody to fucking help you. Like when I go into Walmart,
oh man,
the grocery area, there's people constantly stocking shelves, right? So
yes,
that's where I find people to help me here and there. If I go to fucking buy toothpaste, if I go to fucking, look at the criminally limited vinyl selection they have in the electronics department, or if I'm fucking trying to find some clothing,
at least they
never. Yeah, those fucking departments never have anybody. I've actually gone into certain departments and watched the people scurry away when they see me and my family or me by myself. You know what I mean? So the thing of it is about Walmart, they're trying to compete with Amazon right now. So like Dante said,
that's a tough battle.
Yeah. And they're doing pretty good at it because I've noticed that like certain different vendors like deepdiscount.com, import CDs, and Momox and some other companies that Amazon uses. So does Walmart. I will always price compare between Amazon.com and Walmart.com. But yeah, Walmart's trying to compete. So yes, they're opening warehouses and they got people, and I work in a warehouse doing shipping and receiving. And I've been doing warehouse work for a long time now. And so there's a high demand for delivery and for order fulfillment because people order online more now. So more people in the warehouses to fucking fulfill the orders. But do not piss in my mouth and tell me it's fucking Mountain Dew and say that you are fucking trying to give people jobs when you've got a fucking machine that is replacing a job that people have been doing for, almost 200 years.
I mean, I remember the heyday, and of course I'm fucking dating my bald ass self here. I can remember going into stores where they knew your fucking name. They're like, oh, hey, how you doing, Steve? What the hell? How's it been? Whatever. That used to feel good. There was like that sense of personal service.
Yeah.
But in some of these settings, you're just fucking faceless. You're just another consumer consuming something.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of miss about the cashier part of it, because I'm telling you right now, pretty soon gas stations are going to be eliminating those positions as well. Now, I'm not going to say though that some of these people doing the ringing or the serving are not happy with their life, and especially, hell forbid they had a bad day. You won't even get a go pleasant, go fuck yourself.
Oh, dude, it's unreal.
So I can see both sides of the coin.
And seeing that, and that's just the thing. It's like you gotta pick like the path of least resistance, or straight up just kind of like, fuck everything and everybody. I want to walk into a store and basically be the only human being in the building and go get my items and walk out. Because I think there are Amazon stores where you go in there and you have your phone app open and you go and you buy you get your stuff, and it records all the things that you get, and you scan your QR code on your phone and it rings it up and it goes to your Amazon account and goes to your to your credit card or whatever. On one hand, okay, that's convenient, but this was pre-COVID when this stuff was really starting to be more prevalent, right? World shuts down. People don't really work. Some people stay home or whatever. Only essential workers, quote unquote, get to work. And then the world reopens. You go to fucking IHOP with your family and you get a fucking bitch throwing your fucking coffee cup at you, and now getting shit service. You get these 16-year-old kids that don't know how to talk to another human being, when you fucking, just, they don't even have, you can't even have a pleasant conversation or like whatever. They look at, when you try to joke.
Even when you try.
Yeah, like you were saying, like back in the day when you go into a grocery store, hey Steve, that whatever, you can joke around with them or whatever, right?
A
But
little bit, yeah, sure.
I've worked places before where they're like, just get them in and out. You're wasting too much time chit chatting because there could be more customers coming through, whatever. So that's kind of that's why they don't really. I don't think places really emphasize bullshitting with their customers that much. But the one thing that infuriates me more than anything is now every single fucking place you go, do you want to leave a tip? How much is your tip? Click this for for this percentage or whatever. I'm like, tip for fucking what? What did you do besides your job? I mean, I will tip tip a good waitress. If somebody is going and getting my shit, taking my order, bringing it to the table, refilling my drinks or whatever, making sure that my dining experience is pleasant. If the guy delivering my food gets it to me in a timely manner and it's still warm, and he's not a dick, hell yeah, here's a fucking tip. If I go through the fucking Starbucks drive-through and just order a fucking almond chai, I'm not going to tip you.
Mocha latte.
What the fuck did you do? You made the thing I ordered.
Right.
Okay. So you know what's going to happen next? You go to the soda machine and you fucking click. You get your Coke, your bottle of Coke or your can of Coke comes down, and you select it, and then it tells you that it's $1.25, and it's going to ask you, leave a tip. You know what I mean? Like it's the same concept almost, And also, here's another thing. Ranting old guy continues. So hasn't minimum wage has also gone up, correct?
Yes.
So if minimum wage has fucking gone up, then they're hiring inexperienced people and not training them. Not only do I not want to fucking tip the fucking douchebag at McDonald's who fucking hates his life, that can't wait for me to get done with my order. You know what I mean? It's just like you're getting paid more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I dare you. Dante Lira says, I dare you to tip at Subway. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And funny story, true story. The Subway in my town here just got put on blast online because their fucking mushrooms had fungus growing on it and served it.
So
I would definitely, yeah. So I would definitely say that no, no, I would not. Now I'll tell you one thing: the real fucking hustlers that are hustling their asses off, them DoorDash people.
Mm-hmm.
They are like taking time away from their families or whatever the fuck they're doing just to go pick your shit up and bring it to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, they deserve tips. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just like I tip my pizza delivery guy. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
And with people, okay, I have a friend of mine that works for DoorDash and Grubhub. He does both, and he's honestly making that's his job. That's what he fucking does. He writes music, plays music, and works for Grubhub and DoorDash. Because that's his hustle. And what's great about it is he can work any hours he wants to. He just goes onto his app and boom, I'm available. Goes to Jimmy John's, picks up their shit or whatever, And yeah, those people I think are worthy of a tip because it's like
restaurants too, like sit down places,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. It's just, getting back to your original point, you know what I mean? I think that, when you see a sign that says investing in American jobs, and then there's an example right there of some of an American job that has been, removed. But then somebody from Walmart can argue the whole warehouse order fulfillment. Well, people buy more online, so we'll do that. But you cannot put 12 fucking signs surrounding a robot cashier.
Yeah, I just thought it was in poor taste. At least Walmart, fucking multi-billion-dollar industry, that you could at least say what the fuck it is you're actually investing in. Don't make it seem like it's right there, because it's not, because you invested in a robot.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is too, people I just start my own podcast called The Thing of It Is. I realize how often I fucking say that. The Thing of It Is with John Carter. But no,
It's what really grinds my gears.
Yeah. I should just fucking make a secondary list, but I don't know. There's people that buy that they buy into certain things that like people that to touch a hot button, that trust the government. Like, oh, the government says blah, so well, they wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Or my doctor said I need to blah blah blah. Well, you can get a second opinion. You can go to another doctor. You can question your government. You can if somebody really cool says, hey man, it'd be really fucking rad if you fucking dropped your pants and walked into that crowd of fucking people and helicoptered your dick all over the fucking place, and I'll high five you. Oh, okay. Well, this cool person said if I did this cool thing, he would fucking hang out with me and we'd high five. But I got my ass kicked and now I'm going to jail for indecent exposure. So it's just kind of like a person, this fucking senior citizen, that's been voting the same way and been going to the same church and listening to the same bullshit, news station since the fucking 60s or 70s, goes into Walmart going,
well,
yep,
that's brainwashed people.
They're investing in. Yep, that I believe it. Even though here's a laundry list of shit that
they don't know no other way.
Yeah, and just it's so sad, dude. And it's like I can't remember what it was. Like they worship. They say that like when people people kind of hang on every word that like somebody like Trump says or somebody like Beyonce or a sports person. It's a cult of personality, and I think there's a yeah. Here comes CM Punk. But they call it a cult of personality, and I like to call it a cult of virtue, where there's something like that. The people, oh, I'm supporting this thing. I did my good deed for the day. It's like when someone's, when some jackass posts a thing, I'm gonna be starting my new book, online. Oh, congratulations! I can't wait to read it. Blah 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 blah. You're so smart and awesome. And then, well, now I don't have to fucking write this book because I already got the accolades I would have wanted from the book. So I'm just gonna keep going. So people like Walmart go, we want people to believe in this as an American company that cares about the American people. So we're gonna post this fucking propaganda. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy how many fucking signs there are. Either they're really trying to hammer it home, or somebody worked at Walmart was like, dude, this would be hilarious if I just hung up all these fucking signs.
Well, and it's like everyone that's always saying, pay it forward, pay it forward. Well, in my opinion, what pay it forward actually means is somebody standing right the fuck in front of you. So many people feel like they've done their part if they gave here, there, whatever, to somebody who's faceless. You have no idea. You have no clue where it's going, how it's being funneled, the whole 9 yards. What I think honest fucking paying it forward is like when you actually do something for somebody that's literally in front of you. I don't know. That's just always been me. Again, the Black Flame universe, you guys can tell me I'm fucked up, but come on. How many people honestly say, here, take it?
Well, because the thing of it is when you pay something forward, you okay, like say if somebody helped you move, right? You move into this house or whatever, and you're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm totally grateful for this person. So next time, somebody wants me to help them move, or whatever.
That's paying it forward.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody helped you move, and then you go, you know what? It felt really, really good to help this person out. So I am going to help this other person out because, and then that's what paying it forward is. And like you were talking about earlier, like a few seconds ago, they say follow the money. You give to a charity. Well, research where the fucking money's going to.
You don't always know.
Yeah, everything. From the
going into the Russian mafia. You don't know.
yeah, the Red Cross, BLM, the fucking Democratic National Convention, whatever the fuck, if you're giving money, Wounded Warriors. I've heard some sketchy things about Wounded Warriors. You know what I mean? And like,
oh hell no.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean that picture right there, though, Reaper, of like the state of Walmart. It's just like you believe you're believing in something, but you're believing in something that doesn't care about you. So.
And why did they have to put several? It could have just put one. No,
Yeah.
they had to like get it all the way down the lane so that everything you saw was, we did it, we're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it.
Or it could be like you can't, like they say, you can't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
So you see that, like the wall plastered with that, and you're not reading what it says, because it's just it basically becomes like a pattern, like a distorted pattern, like those pictures where you have to stare at it and like unfocus your eyes to see the hidden picture. You know what I'm saying? So like,
for sure.
if they inundate you with that, then you just don't see it. You know what I mean? They put so much of it there. So, but if that was right in the middle with like a big blue Walmart colored, backdrop with just that in the middle, then you'd read it, So I don't know, man.
Exactly. And how many people probably, go in there and look up and go, yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. And
Seriously.
And then, sadly, you get the people that are like, damn right. That's me. That's what. Hell yeah. That's why I'm here.
For sure. All right. Well, that is our goddamn list for tonight. Y'all have been amazeballs as always out there in Black Flame Land. We appreciate you so much for tuning in every motherfucking week. You guys are supporting all the shows, all the great shows on this network, and we appreciate that shit. And for those that weren't able to catch us live tonight, the replay, remind people that you can see it in several different places. The GodDamn program page, which is on Facebook, go follow that shit. Instagram as well. Black Flame Entertainment, Facebook, Instagram, Reapers Underground, Instagram, Facebook as well, and the YouTube. There's 2 channels there too that you can catch it. So wherever you like to catch this, there is multiple places and no excuses.
Yes, and we're also in the process of working on the audio version that is going to be on. And what's really great about the audio version being on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff is we are going to also have other not other shows, but other special episodes of this.
Yes,
we're gonna interview actors, musicians, each other, have a roundtable featuring Mischief the Clown, featuring friends of mine here and there. We're gonna be expanding this, and because it's just fun, we hope you guys dig it and give you guys more ways to listen and watch and share. And like Reaper always says, if you guys have any suggestions, anybody you'd like us to talk to, anything you want us to talk about, add to the goddamn list. We're open. I mean, this is episode 5, and we're expanding, in ways that you guys want us to. So just give us a shout. Let us know.
And just remember, when you do give those suggestions, we have to be careful because Facebook is always watching.
Yeah.
And as I unfortunately found out this past Monday, where me and Hoof Beast were bringing you the best albums that dropped in 2023, and Facebook said, no.
Really? Wow.
Yes. So if you want to catch that episode, the only spot that you can catch it is on YouTube. This is why these shows are everywhere, because you just never know when someone's going to get a hair across their ass and say, we're going to smack you down.
Exactly. Yeah. If you, in some cases, if you so much as just mention like a certain artist, on a record label or some sort of corporate entity that you are not cleared to mention or doesn't sponsor your show, yeah, you can get like I've worked before with with other podcasts where we've gotten like cease and desist from like Capitol Records and stuff like that.
Ooh,
So that being said, kind of back to my original point of
that's
um
hardcore.
yeah, I mean, dude, it's just kind of like, nope, you can't mention that. You can post this all you want, but no one's going to see it. So that's why we're going to have like an audio component that you can go on and other places. And hopefully down the road, we'll have a special Patreon show where we could talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. We can play whatever music we want to fucking play. We can share whatever video. We can discuss anything completely fucking uncensored. We don't care. Get as non-PC as you want. It's more fun that way anyway. So thank you guys for joining us live tonight. Share the replay, check out the replay. Please feel free to message us on the pages. Shoot us messages on our personal Facebooks. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? It's all good.
As long as it's not the Illuminutty.
Yeah. We'll just block you. It's that simple.
Always a pleasure. You guys are fucking awesome for letting us kick off your weekend. Thank you, Paul. We always appreciate you. Says Creep It Real. So, before you're about to get into whatever you're about to get into, just remember there's some great fucking films coming back to theaters. And we are in the midst of spooky season. There are so many cool things to do, cool things to see, and lots of awesome music out there too that, you never know. You just might find something new. But the most important thing you must always keep in mind, God damn it, stay heavy.